Yo, yo, yo. We starting yet another stream. And I swear to God, I can't stay in here for no longer than 30 minutes because it's about to be Halloween. I got to get done with what I'm about to do after this so that we can get ready to get the kids ready for Halloween. But I said the other day I was going to make something strictly for the niggas. This is strictly for the niggas, okay? We was talking to the hunkies for the past few days. Now this is strictly for the niggas, all right? I need all the niggas, all the niggas in the comment section and on the stream. Hold up, let me change this so that y'all can see that you can come in if you want. Because I really do want to talk to my niggas. Because every time I go into other people's shit to talk about this, I can never, like, how do I say, it's never a fruitful conversation because both sides are always on the defense and they're ready to argue and fight. And I'm not trying to do that with them. You know, let's have a real discussion here that's not gonna result in fucking name calling and roasting, okay? Let's start there, okay? What I've seen in this FBA, diaspora war, indigenous, debate, which is weird too, but that's a quick tangent before I get into my spiel. I'm seeing kind of a split going between the FBA and the indigenous community. I say community very loosely because we know what those things are, and it's not like a group that you can join or leave, but like I see a rift happening. Like the FBAs and the indigenous aren't seeing eye to eye, which is crazy because you're kind of saying the same thing. You're kind of talking about the same group of people, but there's like a group of people who are what we would call black people who consider themselves indigenous. And I'm going to respect it. I'm not going to say they're lying or that they're wrong about that, but they say that they're indigenous and their family has been here this whole time, and there was no such thing as the slave trade, and that was made up. And how could we have fit that many people on a boat to bring them across the ocean for 3 months? That's these people are contending with the idea of slavery even happening to begin with. Which is kind of going against what the FBA's, or well, it's not, FBA doesn't really have a ideology, but it's kind of the foundation of the FBA is kind of like people who were in America when America was founded. And from what a lot of us could tell, a lot of those were slaves or children of slaves. They came from Africa over here. They were here before the country was formed. They were here in its beginning stages. And the indigenous people are saying, "Nah, nigga, we were always here, even before the the English and the Spanish and all of them came to the Americas. We were always here. There was no slave trade. That's made up." That's confusing to me, but we'll ignore that part of it for now. To go back into the original thing I was saying, a lot of the conversation surrounding the FBA and the diaspora war and all that, it's hard to have in good faith because both sides are being defensive because they're used to just name calling and yelling at each other the whole time. So, and, people come they ask questions in bad faith, like trying to come off as like they're being nice and genuine and just asking questions just so they can come in to say the shit that they really want to say, which is some xenophobic bullshit. And that's on both ends, bro. I've been trying to do this with the FBAs, and I've been trying to do this with the diaspora, for lack of a better term, and it's been the same for both ends. Somebody requested, which is interesting. I don't even know if this person knows what I'm talking about, but I'm going to talk to you anyway. This is strictly for the niggas, so I don't know why this guy showed up, but I'm going to see what he has to say. Your connection's not great. too. So that's 2 strikes against you already. Oh, he bounced. Oh, well, that's fine. His Temu wireless connection wasn't going to be strong enough for him to be in here anyway. I see. Usually I have a whole bunch of people come in here and want to, talk shit, but that's because usually I'm talking about the white man, and they get very defensive about that too. So I guess that makes sense. So I'll just say my spiel here. I'll have to upload this later anyway. But like the conversation is never in good faith. They're always in defense mode and ready to fight, and scream and name call and roast. We can never have a productive conversation that way. And the people from the diaspora, I only can speak this way because I am a descendant of slaves. Talon Bradley. I'm going to see what you have to say. You requested, so I'm going to see what you have to say. This is supposed to be strictly for the niggas, but I'm going to see what you have to say anyway.
Yo, I'm going to slap the shit out you, bro.
Oh. Was that it?
What up?
What's up, man? Was that all you had for me, man? I'm good.
What your hands do?
My hands do a lot of things. My hand did something that you probably don't want to know about, actually. I don't think you should ask
Bro,
that.
what?
Yeah, that was the wrong question to ask.
What do you mean, bro? What'd your hands do?
I just told you, like it did some pretty disgusting things. Yeah, right, my hands did some disgusting things, bro. It did something you probably don't want me to tell you about. It'd probably be uncomfortable if I explained to you what my hands did just about 30 minutes before I started this, actually.
Were you yanking it?
I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds,
Bro, you're weird, bro.
Yeah, when you say it like that, I wouldn't call it that.
I'll smack the shit out you, bro. Yeah, you ever tell me something like that ever again, I'm gonna smack you up, bro.
Well, I apologize, sir. I'll never do it again.
You are a grown man.
Hold up. Tell on. Do you actually have something to say? Because you're not funny. I don't think, you're trying to troll, but it's not funny. So if you don't have anything to say respectfully, I'll have to get you the fuck up out of here. You got anything for us? No? All right. Yeah. So I tried to give you a chance. I didn't kick you like you probably was expecting. So, I tried to give you a chance, but your troll material wasn't funny. You got to do one of two things. If you're going to troll, actually be funny with the trolling, or just give it up and have the actual conversation. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. The shit wasn't even funny. All right, let's see what my mind has to say. This is supposed to be strictly for the niggas. Why all these white people showing up? What's up, my mind? What you got for me? This is why I want to make it strictly for the niggas. This is ridiculous. You're unmuting? Why are you unmuting? I would have let you finish if you would have just let me mute you there and figure out what was going on. I would have let you play the rest of it. If you're gonna troll right, man. Y'all not doing good at the trolling shit. It's trolling is supposed to be funny. I don't know what it is y'all got going on. You know what? I'm gonna give you another chance. I shouldn't, but I'm gonna give you another chance. All right, my mind. What you got, bro? You motherfucker. Okay, never mind. This is what I get for trying to have faith in humans. That's my own fault. This is my own fault. But yeah, back to the conversation. You know what? I went against my rule of it being strictly for the niggas, and that's my own fault. I'm not doing that anymore. From now on, we're having a segregationist stream, okay? It's only for the niggas. We're not letting no more Caucasians on here, okay? Why would you request again? Why would you request again, you fucking goofy? But anyway, I guess I'll just continue to yap on my own because no niggas want to show up, and all the white people I tried to give a chance decided they wanted to try to be comedians. None of their jokes were funny. But like, we never can have a good faith conversation about the FBA and the diaspora because everybody's on defense. Everybody's trying to, look out for their side, and they don't want to look like a bitch. They don't want to look like they're taking shit from the other side. So they have to be on go, on 10 at all times. And we don't have to do that. We can have a good faith conversation because what y'all are doing now is not bearing any fruit. Making these therapy session lives where all you do is complain about the other people the whole time is not doing anything. It's really pathetic, actually. It's really just you sitting there bitching the whole time. And then when the other side comes in, y'all decide y'all want to be comedians too, and none of y'all's jokes are funny. You're just saying stereotypes. And, some people, they make it... Okay, so this is what happens a lot of the time. I end up going into one of the diaspora. So it'll be like an African live or a Jamaican live or anybody that's not Black American. And I'm coming in as FBA representative because technically I would be considered FBA, even though, I don't like the... what's up, Jazz? Sorry about the background noise. But I don't like to claim FBA a lot of the time because of all the baggage that come with it. Like, not that I disagree with the term. The term is fine. It's just a lot of baggage that comes with the term. And a lot of, automatic viewpoints that people think you have when you say that term. And I don't want to be associated with that. But I would be FBA. My family, they're descendants of slavery in this country. They were here when the country was created. So we were descendants of slaves. Which means my family line does descend from Africa somewhere down the line. A lot of Black people would argue that, there was no connection to Africa for them. That's their story. My story is that we were descended from Africa in my family. I can't speak for all Black people. But I would go into one of these diaspora lives, one of these African lives or Caribbean lives, and they're already ready for the... if you want a free DNA test from 23andMe, you know what? That would actually be amazing. I might just hit you up for that a little later. But I go into their lives and they're already ready with the jokes, with the baby mama jokes and the, food stamps welfare jokes and all this shit. It's like, whoa. It's not like that. Let's talk for real. Let's have a real adult discussion here. And all I can get from them is, you're cool, but the rest of them, we have to talk to them like this because they're always being mean to us. And it's like, is this how y'all interact with these people all the time? And you wonder why your view of Black Americans is so bad? You haven't changed your strategy. You haven't changed up how you deal with people. You haven't started with understanding. You started with conflict. And then after you get the conflict, you turn around and say, yeah, these people, they're all problematic. They're all xenophobic. So I'm going to be problematic and xenophobic right back at them. And then nothing gets fucking solved. And it's the same way with the FBAs. The FBAs, and I love you, but a lot of y'all are on these lives being xenophobic and saying crazy shit about how they live in mud huts and don't have toilets and don't have any food to eat. Y'all doing that too. And then I come in and say, hey, we don't have to do that. We don't have to denigrate these people to say, we have our own lineage and our own delineation movement going on. We don't have to shit on them to do that. And they're like, what are you, a tether? And it's like, okay. So we're not going to get anywhere with either one of these people. You know what? Let me see. Who is this Armand? Let me see what Armand. if you're not black, you're getting kicked instantly. Because I swear I said this is strictly for the niggas.
Okay,
What's
so
Armand?
what's up? Okay, so I'm kind of confused. Like, is this supposed to be like a debate for like any background, or is it just specifically only of those with African or African American background?
Yeah, I guess you just got in here, but I've been saying this is strictly for the niggas, okay? This is
All
strictly
right, my
for
bad. I mean,
the
I was
African Americans.
I got you. Yeah, yeah. I was just gonna say I think that the gap could be bridged together through education, but I mean, if it's only strictly for those for that background, I guess I'll leave.
I got you. But thank you, brother. Thank you for, not being a dickhead and deciding to troll after I told you it's only for the niggas. Respectfully, I had to get you the fuck up out of here. This is strictly for the niggas, okay? This is for the niggas. Strictly for the niggas. Hold up, let me see if I can play the song. I'm only gonna stay on here for like another maybe 10, 15 minutes because I really gotta go after this. I'm surprised none of my niggas decided to show up here. When I'm talking about reparations and how white people don't have culture, I have 50 people in this motherfucker. But when I want to talk about black people issues, nobody shows up. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, Jazz. I said multiple times. This is strictly for the niggas, but it's okay. He probably just came in late. But I think we could get somewhere if we come in, number one, in good faith, and number two, I think we need to rethink how we view the other sides, because my problem with hearing these people saying these things, hearing like the FBAs talk about like all y'all live in mud huts and you all don't have no food and you don't have a toilet. Like, you don't say shit like that if you don't actually believe it. I have a theory, and I feel like it's been true every time I've tested it. But like, when people say mean things like that, I don't believe in this idea that people just say mean things because they're mad. I don't believe that, they didn't mean it. They just were saying that to get under your skin. They was just saying that to reply back to you. I don't believe in that. I think when you say mean things, like if you thinking some terrible shit about a person and you say it, it's because you believed the shit. And the same thing goes for it especially goes for the diaspora, because man, I be hearing some of y'all and y'all sound like fucking white supremacists, bro. Y'all be over here like you're all on welfare and you're all murdering each other and you're all baby mamas and you don't like to go to school. Like, y'all literally sound like what the white supremacists say. And then I come back and say, damn, man, how can you say that about us? And then y'all tell me, oh, well, we have to fight back. I mean, they were saying mean things to us, so we have to say something to them. And I'm like, did you have to say that? Is that what you had to say? Because then I have to look at you and say, damn, you're being nice to me right now because I was being nice to you. But those are the things that you have in your head about us. If you had it in your mind to say that to somebody when you got mad, how am I supposed to believe you don't believe that? You believe that shit. You believe that black Americans are all on welfare and lazy and baby mamas and gang members and shit. You believe all those white supremacist stereotypes. You believe it, because otherwise you wouldn't say it. There's a million different ways to roast somebody. Now if I say something like, you got a big old head and it looks like a blimp in the sky, then that's just me being ridiculous, right? And exaggerating. But when you say something specific, like you're a baby mama whose father left you, that's very specific. That's not just like a exaggeration you're saying for a comedic effect. Like, that's like pure hatred. That's just a racist stereotype. You believe the shit. It's not just you saying something back in retaliation because you were mad. So I think that's the two part. That's my answer of how we go about bridging that gap. Number one, we have to come into it in good faith. and not looking to argue with the other person and come with it, come in actually trying to understand. And then second, rethink all those terrible stereotypes you have about the people that you're talking to. Because if you're saying it, you have the stereotypes. There's no you don't believe these things, you just say it because it gets them mad. That doesn't exist. If you said the shit, it's because you believe the shit. Oh shit, Jazz. Okay, finally a black person. Jesus Christ. I keep telling niggas it's strictly for the niggas. What's up, Jazz?
Hey, so because we're gonna keep having issues about agreeing. I think the biggest thing that we should do is not have these on a public setting like this. Like we
Mm,
shouldn't like not you having this conversation. I'm saying like, when you go into those other lives and they just assume that you're an op because they're used
yeah.
to other people from our community being hateful. I think that we should stop, you know, keeping things more in house than fighting in
Yeah,
public.
yeah.
All eyes is always on us anyways. Every race of people are always wondering what black people are doing. Like that's a given. So we'll never truly have true privacy. But getting on these public formats and fighting and having these diasporas in front of everybody gives people like that guy that just left the goals to think that they have a right to have an opinion on what we have going on in our own community.
Yeah, they see the dysfunction going on and say, well, I mean, they're not taking it serious. Why do I have to take it serious? Yeah,
Yeah, and what they
I
don't
agree.
understand is they're giving the YT supremacists. I don't know if you've been on Neo Yahtzee's side of TikTok because I have another profile where I'm pretending to be a white girl and I'm on that side of TikTok. They use a lot of these talking points that we do to each other and weaponize it to use on us later.
I believe it.
If that makes any sense.
I believe it for sure. Yeah, it's annoying to me seeing because what it always ends up devolving into is a fucking shouting match of people screaming, yelling slurs at each other, yelling stereotypes at each other, just people being racist to each other. And it just makes
Mm-hmm.
us all look terrible, dude. Like it
Yep.
looks bad. Yeah, I'm like, bro, why are we doing this? Especially as grown folks, we're supposed to be adults. And then I asked them, I come in, trying to be good faith and say, hey, let's turn down the temperature a little bit. What we don't have to do that. Why are we doing that? And they tell me, well, they started it first, and they were saying shit about us, and what are we supposed to do? And I'm like, come on, man, are you 7 years old? Like you really, you're really sitting here saying, nuh-uh, he did it first to me. You're supposed to be a grown, you know. So like I don't know, man. Like
People
if
think
people
that
can,
you're weak now just because you choose to walk away.
yeah, they don't want to look like they lost. Yeah, that's what it is. They don't want to look like they
It's not
lost.
only
But you got to
that.
remember what you're doing.
Mhm.
Nah, go ahead. What you about to say?
Oh, I was gonna say it's not only that. It's just that sometimes even when you do, because a lot of times you see that there's times I just don't want to engage. I just politely gather my things and walk away, because they feel that they have defeated me at that point. They don't let up on me. They'll keep following you
Mm,
and harassing you because they think that they really got one up on you. And at the end of the day, like, some people it'll bother them. Some people like me, I don't give a shit.
right, exactly. Yeah, people. Yeah, I guess it's a human nature thing, but we got to remember what we're doing. We're on the internet yelling at random people on the internet like this. None of this shit is
On our
serious. This is
devices.
Yeah, we're screaming at a phone screen, dude. Like it's not that deep, bro. Like just if somebody got you screaming at your phone, you gotta really sit back and think like, what's happening here? What am I doing? You know? I don't know. If people let this shit work them up to a level that makes no sense to me, and I don't know. I guess maybe it's just the way some people are. So they that carries over into the way they interact with people on the internet too. I guess I'm just not like that, period. So it's it's easier for me to say, okay, it's getting to a level that I'm not comfortable with. Maybe I need to separate from this.
Yeah, because in
But
real life,
yeah,
I'm not gonna go back and forth with you too many times. Like we're gonna have a little exchange, and either I'm gonna leave or we're gonna fight. And I can't touch
right.
anybody on the phone, so I'm just gonna log off.
Yeah, what are you screaming at somebody on the phone for? You're really mad at somebody on the phone, like you can touch them, like you could do something. You can't do nothing to them. They probably halfway around the world from you. Come on, man.
Right, and Southwest took away their points, so I can't just fly like that anymore.
Yeah, man. Like, I think, and my answer to this, man, is just like, if we can have the conversation in good faith and not just looking to fight with people and check our biases at the door before we come into it, then we can start having productive conversations about our differences. But if we can't do those things, it's going to continue to devolve into these fucking shouting matches and we're never going to get anywhere. That's my opinion.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, but thank you for showing up, Jazz. I actually do have to go here in a little bit. I
No, it's fine.
appreciate
I
you
was
for
getting ready to
popping
start my
in
live. I was just showing you some love. But
for sure.
I sent you that 23andMe link. You might want to do it as soon as possible. It's just they're only doing it for free because they're trying to use if you have a sickle cell gene, they're trying to use your gene to study how they can cure it. If you don't have it, you still get the
Ah,
results for free and everything like that. Like I don't have it, but I still have my results for life and all this other stuff. So it's kind of catch
ah.
22.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely about to look at that for sure. Appreciate that.
Hmm. No
Sheesh.
problem.
But but yeah, I gotta bounce up
I
out
hope
of
you get the
here.
answers you're
So
looking for. Take
right.
care.